You hear me? Because the energy, I like the energy.
Let's go.
G, I'm just
E
telling you,
up.
bro.
Go
That
ahead.
energy's crazy.
I feel tough with the mic right there though.
You feel like that?
It's like shit. How you guys doing? How's
You
everybody
press
doing
it?
tonight?
Yeah, I've been recording. Press it. We've been locked in for a long time. Now, out of all of the people that I had, I ain't never had nobody rock no Detroit line.
It's crazy because when I left my house, I was like, damn, I'm really wearing a full Lions fit right now. I should go back in the house, but it was cold as shit outside, so I was like, man, I can't even do it. So
You a Lions fan?
nah, I'm not a Lions fan, but a good friend of mine, my best friend, he played for the Lions up until this season, and then he got traded mid-season to the Jets. He actually had a great game tonight, but he just gave me all of the Lions stuff, and I'm not gonna say no to it. You know, it's free gear, so yeah.
I got Ike the Great with me, man. Ike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sheesh. So my name is Ike. Everybody calls me Ike, but my real name is Ikechukwu Agwebu. I'm from Hyattsville, Maryland. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a student athlete at Wagner College, formerly at the University of Maryland. You know, just a young hustler trying to get it, you know, in any way possible.
Yes, sir. He got a clothing line called
Veiiapparel, yeah.
Veiiapparel.
Yeah.
And you also into
Everything, bro. I've been doing comedy for a little bit. Since I got to New York, I was doing acting prior to COVID shutting everything down. What else? The clothing line is something big to me, and then just a whole bunch of stuff for 2021 that I'm working on trying to cultivate and manifest for myself. So
speaking of 2020, what's your outlook?
sheesh, man, 2021. I would say definitely taking the clothing line stuff to the next level. By the grace of God, hopefully being able to continue to play college football and get further my education into my master's. And then on top of that, I would say also wanting to do like more entertainment and comedy based things. So maybe like doing more skits and stuff on my social media, but also just like educating the youth and those around me about like financial literacy and, you know, just running your bread up like legally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You also mentioned when we scheduled a while back, you was like you feel like it's more important for you to be a hard worker than just an entrepreneur. Can you break that down so they can like fully
So
understand?
I would definitely say everybody has great ideas. You know, everybody has the next big idea in their head, but the people that really go on to be successful are the ones that can really sit down and break it down. Like, this is my idea. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And these are the steps that I'm going to take to become successful doing that. And then differentiating yourself is the main thing. So I feel like that's how you become successful. If you're a hard worker, it beats talent and it beats those with the connects per se.
So when you mentioned you wanted to be a comedian / actor, what role do you see yourself in? Like the Cat Williams, DC Young Fly type thing?
Man, since I've been a Jit, I've always like just had a knack for like, I was always like that funny guy in the room, you know what I mean? Like, and I've always been super into making like little videos, like since I was a youngin' in like elementary school. So I would definitely say, I wouldn't even put a label on myself. I want to be like this or I want to be like that. I want to be like me. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, I have a specific type of humor that some people understand, some people don't, but it's well received for the most part.
What type of comedy you into? You into like that white comedy?
Nah, I mean, I'm open to all types of comedy, but I'm more so like storytelling. Cause me growing up, I done been through a whole bunch, and I'm a first generation African American, so my parents are FOB, fresh off the boat. You know what I mean? So they they're growing up with them, trying to navigate, you know, being a young kid in Maryland with them. It was difficult, but it made for a lot of funny stories. So I'm definitely like a very story like comedian. That's what I would say.
So tell me, how long was you in Atlanta? And down in Atlanta, they call each other gang violence. So what's up, gang violence?
I was in Atlanta for not long actually. My parents moved up from Atlanta when I was like 2 or 3, and then after that, when we moved to Maryland, we would go visit because we still have a lot of family there. So we would go visit like maybe once a year, usually around Labor Day every year we would go visit. So I definitely have a lot of ties in Atlanta, and that just feels like home to me. And that's honestly a place that I want to go back to when I'm done in Maryland or when I want to expand.
Right, because Atlanta like the mecca of like entertainment.
Black entertainment, black business, everything is booming down there, and the cribs is cheap. It's cheap as hell too. So,
do you feel like you make a change in the DMV? Like, because I mean, when we look at Atlanta, you know, like that's the mecca. Like, okay, cool. Like, you can go down there, you can start this, you can do this. But when you look at the DMV, you don't really see.
Yeah, there's something about the DMV that I've realized. It's plenty of talent out here in every way, shape, or form. But the main issue that I've realized over the years is that it's so diluted. You know what I mean? People be stingy, like, oh, I know this, I'm not gonna tell you this. Like, folks be thinking they too good to work with people. You know what I mean? So I feel like greatness comes from when you can work together. There's
Right.
there's enough bread on the plate for everybody, food on the plate for everybody. So
Literally.
I feel like once people and especially with this COVID stuff that's been going on, a lot of people have become more receptive to working together and cohabitating and cooperating. So I feel like in the next couple years, the DMV is definitely going to be on the ups in terms of everything, in terms of like comedy, music, everything. Because the style here, everything you see, not everything, but a lot of the viral stuff you see on Twitter or social media, it comes from the DMV. Like the dances, the little phrases and slangs and the skits that you see, like it's DMV people doing that. So why not just bring everybody together and just create something great? That's just how I feel about it.
Nah, for real. I mean, we always talk about that, and that's another reason why I started the podcast, because I feel like I know a lot of people that's on the come up that that's doing like a lot of things, whether it be rapping, entrepreneur, clothing brand, things in that nature.
Exactly.
So I feel like the best way I can come on, okay, I can make my platform, bring everybody on, then we can keep making connections like that. So
it's great. Literally when I seen y'all podcast and what y'all are doing with the Dons and ENT, I was like, I really love it because it's just an easy way to connect with folks, and you might learn things about folks by bringing them on the podcast that you wouldn't have previously been able to. So I low key seeing y'all do this podcast, I want to start my own. I already got the name. I already know what I want to do. I kind of know. I have an idea of a couple people that I want to interview. So yeah. When I start my joint, I'm definitely gonna shout y'all out.
For sure.
To do it.
Man, shit, podcast. I feel like more people should do podcasts, and I feel like it's a different avenue. It's different from the norm. You know what I'm saying? Because you usually see people like the rappers and all things in that nature. Not to knock it or whatever, but it's just different. You know what I'm saying? And then I see you do your YouTube Jones too, so that John was hilarious as shit. I be paying attention.
It definitely takes a different level of skill to do a podcast and be able to talk on the fly with someone else, but I feel like it's rewarding at the end of the day.
I know I'm trying to master the comedy side. Like I'm funny off camera. Like I can be myself off camera, but when it's on camera, you kind of like
you get a little stiff. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's like, so tell me a little bit about the stock market.
So I mean, I've always had like an affinity for finance. I've always been a hustler trying to make bread because growing up with Nigerian parents, they're not rocking for anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're not just going to throw you bread to buy anything. You got to really get it on your own. So just being financially literate for me in the recent years has just been like learning about ways to build generational wealth. Like you can work every day of your life and still be broke. You know what I mean? It's folks going to work every day that's still broke. People that have 2 jobs still broke. You know what I mean? So I feel like the best way to just come up and get ahead of the game is to invest in different things. Have your money make money for you while you sleep. That's the only way that you can get out of the rat race of just working every day. So I feel like me personally, especially during this quarantine, I've taken the time to learn a lot more about different avenues of building financial wealth, whether it be through the stock market, through bonds, through life insurance, through like cryptocurrency and all that. And it's just important. And it's not things that they teach you in school. You know what I mean? Like when we were in school, we were learning trigonometry. We were learning like calculus. Ask how many people whether or not they use calculus or any of that stuff. And like there's few people, but if they had taught us like how to file your taxes or like how to invest in a basic stock, you know what I mean? That's stuff that'll pay dividends down the road. So
and even things with like the banks and different things that they
bank
offer,
options and stuff like that. Nobody you learn that on your own or you learn it from people. So especially in the minority community, in the black community, nobody around me really knew. Not even my parents really knew like about like this. They knew about the stock market, but not really how to invest. So I want to make sure my kids and those around me are, educated on that so they can start building generational wealth for them.
Did you hear about that Jubilee?
Jubilee?
Yeah.
No.
So we recently got in touch with this dude named James, and he was telling us, because he's into crypto and stuff like that, and he was telling us that the world is planning on doing like a Jubilee. And I think in America they might eliminate all debt. I'm not sure if it's going to happen sooner or later, but they was getting rid of the dollar. Yeah. So everything's about to be crypto based. So
that'd be dope. I definitely see a lot of benefit in using cryptocurrencies or using other forms besides the dollar. You know what I mean? Because like inflation is a killer. Like every year you're losing 2 to 3% to inflation just having your money sit in the bank. So I see a way that cryptocurrency could just be the new avenue. So
I think what the hell he say? Well, he mentioned something because he was like he mentioned inflation, and he was also talking about how like you own your money, but you don't own your money when it's inside a bank, and you need your money to be something. I forgot what the hell he said.
What, making money for you type?
No, it's like you own 100% of your money, but it's like a specific term for it, and like that money can like flip into something else just from you putting it into something. I forgot. I'm gonna have to get up on them with that.
It's important to invest though, because when you put your money in the bank, the bank is making money off of you. You know what I mean? They're investing that money that you have in the bank. So it's like, why not have your money make money for you? Because the bank is already finessing you. So it just makes sense for me.
So when can I get some clothing?
I got a line dropping soon, so I'll definitely plug y'all in, because this line that I'm doing right now, this winter collection, I think I'm gonna call it the Identity Collection, because this is the first time that I'm gonna really drop a multitude of pieces all at the same time. Because prior to this, I would like drop a hoodie here, drop a pair of shorts here, drop like some women's sets here, but like now I'm really doing collections with, you know, promo behind them and a whole bunch of content. So I'm excited for this one. This is kind of like a milestone. That's why I decided to call it the Identity Collection, because this is gonna define what Veiiapparel is. So
I was about to ask you, like, was it going to represent a specific thing from your life, or is it just like...
Nah, not really. I try to keep like my personals out of it per se, but you know, I just felt like the Identity Collection was an appropriate name for it, so I'm excited to drop that.
You ever look into doing fitness? You do fitness, right? Like you're a personal trainer and stuff right there, right?
I mean, not on the record. I don't got no certification, so the feds come looking for me, I'm going down. But my peers, when the weather was nice, my peers, I would prior to doing my personal workouts, I would just bring them out and, you know, take them through like a slight little warm up for me, but like a workout for them. So that was something that I enjoyed doing. So
what's your typical warm up?
I would say, what would we do when I would train those folk? We would do a jog around the track, and then we would do a like, it's called an Indian run. So like you have a line of 6 people, the person in the back is coming to the front continuously, right? So then after that we would do like not box jumps, but like maybe stair jumps on the what do you call those jumps? Stadium stairs, on the bleachers. And then we would run the bleachers, and then what else would we do? We would do 100-yard squats. So like you don't stop like doing squats for 100 yards, and then we do it
forward,
forward, step after step, and then we would do it backwards, and then that'd be warm up for me. But yeah, they'd be toasted after that. So
yeah, I probably need to do a little something.
The squats will get you. That's the crazy thing. You don't even realize it, but the squats will get you.
Yeah, no, 100 yards there and then.
Yeah, that's some.
Hey, that's damn it. That's like 100, 200 squats.
Some smoke for real. So.
That's all right. Yeah. Where did you get your hustle from? Like, your workout motivation? Because you always been that side since we was young. Yeah. I ain't want to tell nobody, but this what happened, right? So we was in high school, right? And I had a clean shot on this man, right? I'm talking about usually when I get a clean shot, I'm putting you out cold. But I want to go tackle this man. I want to go tackle this man. I could not do it to save my life. Like, the man always been big. Not to say nigga, but that's the way we talk. But anyway.
I would say low key though, my freshman year, I was like 145 pounds. Like I've never really been, it's just, so when I came into high school, that was my first time playing football. So like I always loved football. I always loved athletics and sports, but my dad wasn't really rocking with it. He was kind of more so like focus on school, focus on your books, focus on your grades and stuff like that. But I love sports as well. So I finally convinced my dad to let me play football in high school. So I came in $145 and I was buns. I didn't know nothing about ball. I was really bad. So then that all season going into my sophomore year, I was working so hard, like lifting, eating all the right things, eating rice and stew every day, eating fufu certain days. And then I got a little bigger. I had a great year on JV my sophomore year, and then going into my junior year, just kept building on that because I just wanted to close that gap between me and the people that had been playing football their whole lives. Right. So that's just where it came from. And then growing naturally with puberty, I guess, was a benefit as well. But my work ethic definitely came from being an underdog and not really having that experience. So I wanted to just close that gap and excel.
Do you still carry that underdog mentality like me?
For sure, bro. Like, yeah. Even going to Maryland, I was going in as the underdog. Like, my peers were definitely highly recruited, and I really wasn't coming out of Northwestern. But, you know, I knew one thing somebody's not going to do is, like, work harder than me. You know what I mean? They might work on the same level as me, but, like, they're not going to outwork me because I'm going to put in the extra work. Even when they're chilling, I'm going to be somewhere putting in some extra work. Right. So it just – and being a minority, being black in America, you just always have to have that underdog mentality because the system isn't built for you.
You want to know something funny, though, that you mentioned minority? You know, I don't call us the minority anymore. Like, I don't call the black or brown community minorities because really we the majority, but we just don't pay attention to it. And then I also feel like it's a mindset for me. So when people be like minority, I be feeling like I'm not less than none of these people. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
like,
that's right.
So not saying like you, but like for me, when people say minority, I be like, nah, we the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I feel that. That's definitely a good way to think about it for sure. Because we not the minority. It's just everybody got to band together and work together, so we can be the majority for sure. I agree with that.
What's your outlook on 2021?
Jeez, 2021. I feel like this 2020 year was like hyperbolic time chamber, like staying in the crib, really locking in on what kind of getting an idea of what you wanted to do for 2021, and then planning everything. But I feel like for me personally, this year has been solid for me in terms of personal growth, in terms of business growth and everything and self-actualization. But 2021 will definitely be the year where I put a lot of things into action. And I feel like with COVID and how it's changed how people view a lot of things, it'll present a lot of opportunities for people that weren't usually there, like everything in the virtual space and just a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? And I'm excited and I want to hop on that because history always repeats itself. Fact. And, a lot of, a lot of innovation comes from, tragedies. It comes from like issues like pandemics. Like, so I'm just excited to see what 2021 has in store for
What's your cure for COVID? Because you've been COVID free. What you been doing?
Cure for COVID. I would just say being tested, knowing the folks that you around, and just hoping, praying, drinking your water. It ain't nothing. If you get it, you get it. You just gotta lock in and stay at the crib. But
No, I said that because I was watching the 85 Health podcast, and he was like, oh shit, I ate a bunch of pussy. That's got protein. He's like, that pussy protein kept me healthy.
You probably get COVID eating pussy. I've been on a pussy free diet off the COVID.
Oh shit, damn, pussy free.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not eating pussy off the COVID. I turn my face away and do what I need to do.
Spinning that jank, give it COVID.
I'd be like, hey, can you turn around for me? Face to face.
You with a mask and shit?
Nah, not wearing the mask. No way.
All back
No protection for me, bro. I'm just rolling the dice.
Nah, he said I'm just rolling.
Fuck it.
Nah, that's all right. What's your favorite city?
Favorite city? Shit. I would say, so, Maryland is definitely home. I lived in Hyattsville, and I've been in Hyattsville for a long time. But I would say Atlanta is definitely a good one for me. And Houston, Texas. I low-key want to, so 2021 for sure, by the end of that year, I kind of want to have an idea of where I want to move because I've been in the DMV my whole life, pretty much, you know what I mean? So I'm ready to just see something new and like explore, while I'm still young. So I think I was thinking Cali at first, but the times that I've been to Cali, like I've been to LA, been to Oakland, been to San Francisco. Cali is great, but it's kind of on the way out with the increasing homeless issue there and just the wildfires and a lot of stuff going on there.
And even like the situation, like how they be handling COVID, like wear your mask, every bite, like I don't like the government.
It's a lot going on out there. It's great to visit, but in terms of living, and it's just everything is overpriced there, and the taxes that you pay out there for your businesses is ridiculous. So I wouldn't live in Cali, but definitely Texas or Atlanta. Those are the two spots I'm definitely gonna look at to move. And as I get older, I'm gonna try to get some real estate in those places so I can lock in for sure.
So you doing real estate just homes, or are you going to invest in like businesses too? Like you gonna have like different chains of like a store, like maybe in Houston, maybe in New York. You looking into that?
Man, I got endless ideas. So one thing that I was thinking about doing, so I definitely want to open a gym in like my area, in the Hyattsville-ish area, because there's too many commercial gyms in like that Maryland area and not really specialized gyms for like athletes. You know what I mean? So like I kind of want to open like not a mom and pop, but like a more personable gym in like that Hyattsville, Laurel, Greenbelt area for sure. And then also, what else did I have in mind? There's some other ideas.
That's crazy though, because I was actually thinking the same thing. Because like with my fitness is I work out heavy, like I work out hard. I'm highly conditioned, but my eating habits are trash.
For real?
Like I will really go. I will do a workout, go hoop for 2-3 hours, and then I'll do something else like an extracurricular activity. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, and I still be energized though. But it's just like I'm picking up Oreos, I'm picking up this, or I'm snacking, or I'm grabbing coffee in the morning, just trying to run. You know what I'm saying? So I need to really sit down. And I told myself, like I started today. I said, okay, I'm a meal prep. I'm gonna do like certain things to get where I want to be, because I want to open up a gym inside where I'm from. I'm from 25 King Square, Landover. So and all inside that shopping center, you got a Popeyes, a McDonald's, like different little quick stores. Then you got a Subway across the street, but it's not nothing like a Whole Foods or anything that's beneficial for the body or for the mind. You know what I'm saying? So I told myself I wanted to own that shopping center one day. I want to put a gym in it. I want to put retail stores in it, and I also want to do like a mentorship in it. And I want to open like a Whole Foods or anything. You know what I mean? So
definitely definitely through my gym, I want to have like something mentorship related, because I just, and everything I do, I want to find a way to give back to the community. Because the only reason I'm here right now is because of the older folks that, you know, just kind of guided me through the way, whether it be like my high school coaches or, you know, my cousins that were older than me, and like they were my age at this time when I was a youngin'. So it's kind of like a realization that's like, you got to start thinking about how you can give back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you found your life purpose? Yeah, like me, I think I found my life purpose. Like I always tell myself, like, no matter what situation I've been through, I was always good because I feel like God been looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? And I was never like big into the Bible, but then I started to realize like, okay, like life is just bigger than oneself. You know what I'm saying? So I found my purpose, and I eventually I'm gonna share my purpose throughout time, but I want the work to show for itself before.
For sure.
So you feel like you found your life purpose yet?
Yeah, for sure. I would say definitely my purpose is to like teach others and experience others and just experience life. Like every day when I wake up, I try to focus on living, being, and breathing, like,
right?
And try to live like intentionally, like be fully aware, be fully present. And it's hard in the society we live in. Like your phone is basically like a drug, addicted to it. So like when I go places, that's the first thing you want to check. So when I go places, I try to, you know, just focus on really soaking it in, like enjoying time with my friends, laughing, because the memories that we're making, like right now, making this podcast right now, a couple years from now, we're gonna be like, dang, remember when we made that podcast?
Yeah.
That was good time. So I'm like, right now, I'm trying to enjoy it like fully for what it is. So, but I definitely feel like teaching and entertaining, making others laugh, that's a big thing that matters to me. So just being a vessel in other people's lives and improving the lives of others in whatever way that I can I feel like that's my purpose. So.
For sure, for sure. We can't wait to see you in the NFL, for real.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, if the league is meant to be, it's meant to be. So.
Check the time on for me, Lloyd. We still 21 minutes? Okay, we got like a good 8 minutes. Yeah. Wrap it up. So anything else you want to talk about? Anything you want to mention?
What I got in mind? I would just say, for anybody listening to this, like, wherever you at in life right now isn't necessarily where you're going to be forever. Like, anything you want to do in life is real life. It sounds cliche, but like something I've learned is like anything you really want to do in life is real life, like possible. That's at least the mentality. Like right now, if I said, man, I want to be the motherfucking best tap dancer in the fucking state, bro, I'm real life going to be the best at it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just, and everything, it's about learning. You can, with the internet and with everything around us and talking to folks and hearing stories, you can learn anything and be anything that you want to be. You know what I mean?
Real.
Your greatest expense in life is what you don't know. So I feel like it's important for everybody to just learn, to absorb things, and just be open to listen. And having, especially at our age, because folks our age are probably listening to this, have mentors in every space. You know what I mean? Whether it be like you can have a mentor for school, a mentor for like work, a mentor for relationships. You know what I mean? Just have a mentor in every space. And a mentor doesn't necessarily have to be someone that's rich. You know what I mean? A mentor can be your father. A mentor can be your little brother teaching you just how to be carefree and how to live life. You know what I mean? So I feel like people should definitely have mentors and just be open-minded to life and be open-minded to receiving knowledge and love and just everything. You know what
I only had one mentor in my life, and that carried a long way. I never forget him. I actually got to reach out to him soon. He was one of my professors for my African American history courses when I went to PG, and he was on me. You know what I'm saying? Like he sat back and he analyzed me. He was a police officer, and he analyzed, and he started to notice that like I was really intelligent. So he used to give me the last words in class, and after class he used to tell me like, keep going. You know what I'm saying? You 22, you got a right mind, you're on the right path, and you didn't get yourself in no shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew where you came from, you didn't choose that. So now find your purpose and live through your purpose. And from that day on, I started taking into account that how many people that really believe in me, and just having that mentor figure right there. And it was like, okay, like do the work now. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So,
and you learn from their mistakes. So it's like they made those mistakes, so you didn't have to make them. So that's why it's important to have mentors.
You looking to start a nonprofit?
Yeah, definitely want to make. I want to get back to PG County, get back to the community any way I can. Actually, this December, closer to Christmas, like through my clothing line, I'm gonna try to link with a few local organizations in Maryland and try to like make some plates for the homeless and things like that. But definitely going into next year, I want to start mentoring youth and
Speaking of that, we just did a Christmas drive.
I peeped. I was gonna ask y'all how that went and how the logistics of that, because I'm kind of trying to figure out how I want to do mine for the Christmas time, whether it's plates or like coats or goodie bags with.
I mean, so I can actually share the information with the two organizations that we work with, and if you want to partner with them or just get information, that you could do it that way. But
y'all did it with
Unfair Advantage, Juan and Isaiah.
Juan, those they went to school. They went to Rose when my brother was in school. So
oh, for real?
Yeah.
Your brother went to Rose?
Yeah.
And you chose Northwestern?
Man, I was a Rose reject, man, and I don't regret it. You feel me? I try to get into Rose. It'd have
been a championship.
That test was rough, man. I was not. They was not rocking with me on that science and tech ish, bro. So, and then Coach Green was supposed to bang with me with the little presidential. I mean the principal's jump, but it didn't work out. But everything happens for a reason. I don't regret going to Northwestern. I met some great folks there, and I'm plugged in with like a lot of Rose folks. Man, Rose folks is lame anyway. Y'all cool, but
you know we the best school in PG County. Come on, think about it. We was the most diverse, and
y'all
when
are
you seen
weirdos.
us,
Y'all are weirdos, Slim.
That's crazy.
Super weird.
That's why his best friend. That's one of his best friends probably from Rose or some shit.
But yeah, I mean, I don't regret not going to Rose because I still met great people at Rose, met great people at Northwestern. So it is what it is. Life goes on. Everything happens for a reason. Like we're supposed to be here right now for a purpose. That's something that I've realized recently. Like sometimes people get mad or get sad because someone isn't playing a role that they want them to play in their life. But if you really sit back and think about it, like that person is supposed to be that person in your life. Like a good example of that for me is my brother. Like I was saying, so when my brother was at Rose, when he was in high school, he was so much like me. Like me and him were pretty much twins. We had the same crude humor, laughed at the same things. Like everything was the same. Everything we liked was the same. But then he got accepted to Stanford. He went to Stanford out to Cali, and just being in Cali, being around all those diverse folks and different minds and opinions, he kind of like changed a lot. You know what I mean? I guess you could say for the better. So like when I would talk to him and I say little jokes like, "Hey, it ain't shit," like little stuff like that, he'd be like, let's not call like Jones bitches, and I'm like, bro, it's just bro talk, you know what I mean? And for the longest time, it would just get under my skin, and I feel like, why are you trying to be like not a big brother, but like a pops, like a big mentor? And I'm like, you my bro, like you a year older than me. But then I started to realize like I wouldn't want him to be any other way, selfishly I want him to be more like me and have the same humor and still be the same person, but he's supposed to be who he is.
He's guiding you in the right direction.
And if someone's supposed to be something else, maybe they'll be that later down the road, but issues come when you try to force people into roles that they're not meant to be in your life. So
facts. So I know we gotta wrap it up pretty soon, but I want to touch on this because I'm just learning the value of friendship. I mean, value in relationships, not whether friendship, mother, father. Just really finding the value and understanding that like you can make a difference in people's lives. So how do you feel about valuing friendships and things?
That shit is important, bro. Like my friendships are the most important thing to me. You know what I mean? Like I always check up on my friends. Like I try to look out for them. I try to really learn them and learn what like makes them tick, learn what makes them sad, what makes them happy, and just try to motivate them. Like when I wake up in the morning, the first person I think of, I just text them and I'm like, hey, have a great day, focus on this, and just like live your life. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, your friends are all you got. Right. They're the ones that uplift you. So and
those individuals in your life will help each other grow. Like everybody will grow, and y'all gonna be on the same.
I'm always trying to link people up. Whether like if I feel like one friend will benefit from another friend, I'm like, y'all can come together and y'all can do this, and I try to facilitate transactions a lot. So.
All right, let's get up out of here. Drop a three bars for me. 3 bars for me.
Like what? Rapping?
Yeah, 3 bars.
Jeez. Dang, 3 bars. Okay. Let me think. Okay. Yeah, we in the stew. We grinding. We whipping. We go upstairs. We hungry. Then we eat up in the kitchen. We in 2020. This year been real crazy. It's been different. But 2021, we gonna be on some. Damn.
He said 2021. Right after the last ball, we gonna be on some. Damn, I can't even think about it. I don't know.
Different in. Okay. 2020 this year it's been different, but 2021 we locked in. We on a mission.
Yeah, you with me? Hey,
I catch y'all later, man.
Upnext podcast, Ike the Great, man. 100. We gone.
Deuce.